It's Dino back with close personal friend of mine and my personal spotter at the gym, Tommy Vext of Bad Wolves. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Listen, I just came from the gym, we have a new leg routine, so just get ready.
Okay, all right, yeah. You definitely don't want me to spot you. I think you spotting me is okay. Me spotting you, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, we'll just maybe get a couple other people to help. It'll be
That's
fine.
all right, yeah. It's a group effort. Bad Wolves coming back to the Dirty T for KFMA Day 2020, Saturday, April 18th at Keno Stadium. Tickets available, of course, at Pizza Hut and KFMA.com. Now, Tommy, this is your third time here in town. You guys keep playing bigger and bigger gigs. You're first at the Rialto. I saw you guys open up for Nothing More. Then you guys were at the Tucson Arena with Five Finger. And now you're going to be at Keno Stadium. Is this kind of the growth that you expected when you joined the band?
I don't think there's never any expectations placed. I think we just, as a band, we kind of stay on tour. We keep hitting the road and we keep playing shows and we get, opportunities that, you guys have given us and other bands taking us out. And, I think just as a whole, I think Arizona is a great, state for metal.
Yeah.
And so we're about it, and we get the privilege of traveling all over the world. And then this is one of the hot spots for us where we're going to have a good time. The people come out and it's just a really good vibe. I really, really vibe with AZ.
Yeah, well, it should be pretty warm temperature-wise by the time you guys get here mid-April. Are you looking forward to the nice weather as opposed to what you've been experiencing when you're overseas with Megadeth?
Yeah, it's nice to be back in the sun, I forgot we were 6 weeks in Europe and the UK and Scandinavia, and we went as far as, I think the last show that we did on the run was in Budapest, Hungary, which is actually where Zoltan from Five Finger is from.
Right.
So that was kind of a cool homecoming for him. But, we all got the coronavirus on tour. Not really, but we all got, some people call it bus AIDS.
Right.
From being cold and wet and, there's no vitamin D, the sun's not out. So it's going to be a nice, we're really looking forward to this as a nice little break in between our recording schedules too.
Cool. Well, let's talk about, some of your albums here. Of course, the debut album, Disobey, came out in 2018. You had big hits, Zombie, Hear Me Now, Remember When, and then now you guys followed it up last year with Nation, Killing Me Slowly, another big smash for you guys. What do you think's more valuable in the current state of music? Great songs or great albums?
I'm always going to lead towards great albums.
Okay.
I think for rock, I think in hip hop and pop traditionally, those are genres of music that we're able to skate by on only having a couple of good songs on a record, unless you're talking about Michael Jackson or there are a few legendary pop artists that stand out because they kind of follow the rock genre where I feel like a lot of rock, metal, hard rock, classic rock artists and alternative artists, they make it a point to make an experience from start to finish of the entire album. And that's one of our goals. That's what we've tried to accomplish every single time we go into the studio, is to make something that our 16-year-old selves would start listening to and get all the way to the end.
Right, yeah. You want to catch that 16-year-old, but you want to get the guy that's 40 that will still keep listening to that album over and over and over again for something new.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is we're I don't want to age us or anything, but we're getting close to that. So it's it's almost for us. I actually think young people now are a little bit more prone to listen to, streaming and, SoundCloud and stuff that have shorter songs.
Sure.
So it's we're kind of speaking to this, to the 90s and the 80s, 90s and early 2000s, people, because that's what we are.
Yeah, well, we've got longer attention spans. That's the difference, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So you're talking about the Bad Wolves experience, and has a lot to do with your live show, and energy is the main thing I take away whenever I see you guys. And I've even heard, I've been in the crowd, and I've heard people say, "Man, these guys are a young Pantera. I mean, no, you're not Pantera, but but someone to say that just off the top of the head, they just get that vibe. Like, I'm seeing something like that's similar to the first time that I saw Pantera, giving me that feeling. Is that something that comes naturally for you guys, or do you guys consciously work on the live show so that that there's an expectation or a feeling that people are supposed to get once they come see Bad Wolves?
I mean, well, first of all, for us, that's like the greatest compliment that we could get.
Right.
Every single member of the band is hugely influenced by Pantera. Mm-hmm. Almost every band is at this point.
Right.
They were a game-changing band that pioneered, what we consider heavy metal to be now. And I think that it's everyone in the band has gone to see Pantera live, and that's like. That was like a religious experience for us. So it has an impact. And then, that I think a band like that and bands that came after them, I think the bands like Metallica and Slayer and Pantera and Machine Head and Fear Factory, they set the bar really high for all the aspiring up-and-coming musicians. And then bands like Killswitch and Lamb of God, and As I Lay Dying, they carry that torch. And I think the difference between us and like what metalcore bands are is that we kind of dip all the way into. We're more of a bipolar band. We have songs like "Toast to the Ghost" that are like 6 or 7 minutes long, and we have songs like "Remember When" or "Sober" or "Killing Me Slowly." Because we're influenced by so many different kinds of music. Mm-hmm. And I think from the first album, we made a conscious decision to not get pigeonholed as one kind of band. And it's a very hard thing to do as guys who we all come from extreme metal backgrounds.
Right.
And in extreme metal, you're not really allowed to write rock songs, Mm-hmm. And we're like, well, we don't care.
Right.
We like rock. So we write both. We write what we feel.
Well, that's good. And then, so you were telling me a little earlier, your next single is going to be Sober. And I know that you have always been a big supporter of mental health awareness and fighting the effects of depression and anxiety. And I know that, as people look at you, they think, oh, he's this big, successful guy, rock star, living that rock star life. But you've had to deal with grief and some of that kind of, depression. What role does music play in overcoming those obstacles for you?
Well, I mean, I think music was the first thing that saved my life.
Right.
I think growing up in an alcoholic family with mentally ill siblings and parents and not having really any kind of certainty or structure, and falling into the wrong crowd. It was like, I grew up with a lot of guys who were dead and in jail because there was nothing they wouldn't do. And once I got into music, I was kind of like, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that because I got rehearsal, or I don't want to get locked up because, so music really it really turned the wheel and got me away from that whole lifestyle. And then, I kind of chased my dreams and ended up 3,000 miles away from Brooklyn, where I was born and raised in Los Angeles. And then that's ultimately where I found my sobriety, and my life really started to take a different shape, in my identity and who I wanted to be. I started to become the person that I always wished I was.
Right.
By doing the work and by living differently. I didn't know there was a different way to live. So, those are my experiences, and life is really about ups and downs. And I think the reason why I'm very outspoken about mental health and anti-suicide and recovery from addiction is because I can only talk about my experience. I can't tell anybody, like, I don't tell people who to vote for. I don't have a public political opinion. I don't care. That's the thing that makes America great, is that we're free to do that.
Right. And
I stick to what I know. And, in some way, every single time I have an opportunity to help another person, whether it's like a kid who's struggling with suicidal ideation, or a parent who wants to get sober, or a husband who's, struggling with domestic violence, or, a wife who's like, I get all kinds of questions in my inbox, and like I heal the pain of my past a little more every single time I'm able to be of service to another person.
Well, yeah,
that's what life's about.
Let's talk about that. You guys are doing something special with the Sober single.
Yeah. I'm really excited about this. So Sober, the song Sober is actually about kind of the aforementioned situations I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
In the music video we did with Nick Peterson, he also did Five Finger Death Punch's Wrong Side of Heaven video. And, and I was like, I have to work with this guy. And it was a really amazing, emotional video. And each character in the video is someone I actually know in real life and have met in recovery. And it represents those people and their families from all these different walks of life as they struggle to get sober. And not just talking about how it is for the alcoholic and addict, but how it is to be the loved one of someone who is suffering, because that's kind of like an untold story.
Right.
So so what we were doing in conjunction with the message that we're putting out, we're going to be working with a nonprofit organization called Rock to Recovery. And I've worked with them for many years, and it's actually Wes Geer, who used to be in Korn, and Sonny Mayo from Seven Dust and Snot. They teamed up and they started this foundation. And what they do is they do music therapy in rehabs. So they go to sober livings, detox rehabs. They work with people who are alcoholics and addicts. They also work with the Wounded Warriors Foundation, helping veterans, combat veterans with PTSD. And they actually have these music therapy sessions where they help people who are like really struggling to engage their creativity,
right,
and kind of help them change their hope. And it's kind of like when you go to the sessions and you see how it works with people, it's miraculous how they've incorporated once again how powerful music is in essential, and how essential music is as part of everyone's personal recovery. You know, that's why, I said, this is something I said when Dolores O'Riordan had passed away. I said, we don't mourn the death of an artist because we knew them. We mourn them because they helped us know ourselves. And that's what the power of music does. And so I'm really excited to be working with these guys on this level. And we're doing an Indiegogo campaign where we're going to be donating 100% of the merch proceeds. We're going to be offering tickets to our show.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to meet the band, and you're going to be able to watch the show from on the stage.
Oh, wow. So how can people get involved with this? Where can they go to get more info on this?
There's going to be stuff on the band's website on badwolvesnation.com. You'll be able to find it on the links on the Bad Wolves YouTube if you look up the song Sober, and on all of our socials. So either our Instagram page or our individual Instagram, at Tommy Vext, we'll have the link put up in a few days. And so people who want to, because we as a band, we don't really like meet and greets. We don't really believe in it, and we don't. I have a lot of politics, and I'm very punk rock about that.
Good for you.
So, because we don't offer those things, we are able to do something like this that's really special and exclusive and a once in a lifetime opportunity, and then give the money back and help support this cause. These guys who are doing really great work. So I'm very excited about it.
That's cool, man. Yeah, because this Bad Wolves initiative, man, it could be like the key to unlocking someone's healing from whatever they're going through. So that's really cool, man.
That's what we hope.
Yeah, well, I hope so too. And now we were talking about social media there just a second ago. Your Instagram, by the way, is fire. I mean, there's so many posts. You do stories, you do regular posts. I mean, I don't know how you have all the time to do it, really, doing whatever else you're doing in your regular life as a musician in a big, huge band. But do you consider yourself a social media influencer?
No, I hate that term.
Okay.
And I last week I came home from tour. And it's easy to spend more time on social media when you're on tour, especially like when you have nothing to do.
Right, downtime.
There's like all these weird hours where like, I can't sleep, and I'm sitting in my bunk on my phone. And like when I come home, I have to kind of detox from the overusage of, and I actually I actually recently unfollowed every person I followed about a week ago, and I posted the stats because I had spent 26 hours in the week on social media.
Wow, that's a lot.
And well, that's the thing. It's like, sometimes, I'm very open about stuff. So I'm, I explained, I'm like, I'm fine, but this is a thing. It's like, smartphones were meant for us to use as a tool, not for the tool to use us.
Right.
And that's inadvertently what starts to happen. So I think it's just good. Anything, and my personality, I'll do anything too much.
Right.
I'll go to the gym too many days and then hurt myself, or I'll eat too many pancakes and then I'll feel sick, or, and it's the same thing. Everything's got to have balance. So I kind of I'm taking a little breather from that to focus on studio work and, just other things. I'm just reading books and not going on Instagram. So, and then in a month, I'm going to be back on. I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back, bitches.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's. You were talking about the gym a second ago. Let's talk about some gym etiquette. I like to call this segment "Do You Even Lift, Bro?" So these are a couple quick hits because I know that you're big about going to the gym. And if you're going to do something overdo something, that's probably the thing you should overdo. But first question to you: close grip or wide grip lat pull downs? What's your preference?
I think both. Well, they both have different advantages. You're basically where your grip lies.
Right.
Is what part of your lateral muscle that's getting engaged the most, and
Sure.
I think it's good to switch it up.
Switch it up.
If you're looking to get a wider V in your back, you're going to want to do a wide grip. But if you really want to get more of an extension, you're going to do a closer grip.
Okay. All right. So it just depends on what kind of results you're looking for. Got it. Okay.
It's like the aesthetic thing,
Okay. Well, I mean, it's working for you. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. That's all I'm saying. Weightlifting gloves or bare hands?
Bare hands.
Bare hands. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. No protection. That's how Tommy Vext rolls. I like it.
Yeah. What's the old Dirty Bastard song? Ooh, baby, I like it raw. My hands are like calluses, dude. Well, my dad was an infantry soldier in the Marines. My dad, and he worked with his hands. You don't want to have soft hands.
Right.
It's not a good look.
Yeah, when you shake your dad's hand, it's probably like just shaking a gigantic callus. It was just like.
Yeah, it's like a brick with fingers. You're like, all right, cool.
All right.
Handshake. But it's true. Any mechanic or any
right.
That's how it is.
All right. Now, with all these coronavirus concerns, are you down with wiping down the equipment after every set?
No, I don't. Look. I can't even begin to start with the coronavirus. First of all,
right.
The coronavirus is being completely blown out of proportion by the media.
I agree.
Completely. And they're making everyone terrified. And, it's affecting stocks. And it's people right now, the interesting thing, I called my buddy last night, I got some friends. And
yeah.
And I'm like, they're all buying up Delta and Southwest because all the flights, the stocks yesterday started plummeting on all the flights. So people were selling their stocks. So
right.
the short-term investment guys are all buying them up. And next week when everyone realizes the coronavirus is bullshit, they're going to shoot back up.
Right.
And they're going to get turned around.
Buy low, sell high.
That's people who kind of understand what's going on and you understand the numbers. 300 people have been killed by the coronavirus, right?
Yeah.
300. That's the death toll.
Yeah.
Everyone who died is either elderly or a baby or have a compromised immune system.
Sure.
You know how many people died of the regular flu so far?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
5,000 people. So that's the statistics. So, but that's not news.
Right.
And so, they're I don't understand why the media, the news is not really news anymore.
Right. No.
They want to. I don't know if they think they're helping the economy because basically, you have to ask yourself who owns the networks,
right,
and what else do they own stock in.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, when President Bush was like, "There's going to be anthrax attacks, so everybody go buy duct tape and plastic bags." You know who made all this money?
Duct tape.
Triple M.
Yeah.
All these companies that produce tape, they made billions. Right now in L.A., You can't get hand sanitizer anywhere.
Dude, I cannot buy toilet
Hold on
paper.
one second. Oh, there goes the fire department.
Yep. Someone's got the coronavirus.
Stop the coronavirus. So it's just like it just really annoys me that the media over the past decade has deteriorated so greatly in their integrity, and they just cause mass panic for no reason.
All right,
there are literally doctors who are saying this is not a thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, well, so there's no panic in the gym. You don't need to wipe everything down. It's okay if you get a little sweat on you. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. All right.
Yeah, you're more likely to die of the flu,
okay.
The regular flu.
Last, do you even lift bro question. Old naked guys hanging out in the locker room. Ignore them or say something?
Oh, just leave them alone.
Okay, all right. But I mean, like
look, I got to explain this.
Okay.
Listen, if you live long enough that your balls hang down to your knees, and you are comfortable with other people seeing that shit, it's like golf. Like, you got to play it as it lies, man. It's like, and when I'm old, I'm going to be that guy too.
Okay.
I'll be in the gym, 80 years old, saggy balls, don't give a fuck. My tattoos are going to look like all blobs. I'm going to still go there.
That's right.
I'm going to hang out.
Let it all hang out.
Like back in the day. Yeah, I don't care.
All right.
God bless them.
Yeah, well, all right. Well, so play it where it lies. That's what Tommy Vext says when you see balls in the locker room. All right. So let's wrap this up, Tommy. What can Tucson expect from the Big Bad Wolf show at KFMA Day coming up here on April 18th?
We're just gonna come and we're gonna bring it. We're gonna do we're gonna do what we do. We might bust out the acoustic guitars. We've been doing that a little bit.
Ooh.
And just bring your loved ones. Bring a lighter. I don't know. Drink responsibly. Do the things you got to do. It's gonna be a good time.
All right. Well,
I might just sing in the crowd. I don't know. I might tell everybody to get naked. We'll see.
All right. Well, we
see if we have our spring bodies in order. Before nudity.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's a family show, guys. Don't worry. There's no nudity. It's all right. It's good.
Well, let's hope for a little bit of nudity, just a small bit, maybe from the crowd.
Maybe I'll challenge Sully to a push-up contest.
Ooh, that'd be great. Yeah, I mean, great bill. What do you think about the bands on the bill? You got Godsmack, you've got Rival Sons, and you got Saint Asonia.
Oh, it's gonna be great, dude. It's gonna be great. We played with. I think we played with all those bands before. So I missed Saint Asonia the last time. I think we did a show with them with Marilyn Manson last spring. So I didn't get a chance to check them out. So I'm going to get there early to see them. They have a really, really cool vibe going on. So, God's night, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
I got to hear my voodoo. Got to get my voodoo on.
All right, I could just see you shaking your thing side stage when Sully's jamming that one out. So we look forward to seeing you here in just about a month from now, a little over a month. We'll make sure that the sun is out for Bad Wolves hitting up Keno Stadium.
It's gonna be my birthday too.
Get out! Oh man, Tucson is I'm
gonna be an old man.
Oh, I am sure that Tucson will give you a good birthday present for sure.
All right, just don't throw cake at me. I'm not supposed to be eating that. I'll be eating it off the stage with my hand. I haven't had carbs in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you don't want to mess up all your gains, dude. You don't want to mess up all your gains.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Vext from Bad Wolves. See him live at KFMA Day 2020, Saturday, April 18th at Keno Stadium. Get more info at KFMA.com. Thank you so much, Tommy.
Thank you. Do I get a free Pizza Hut pie?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will make sure you have all the pizza that you can handle on your birthday.
Let's do that instead of a cake. Can we just get a pizza pie with candles in it?
All right.
That's the move.
All right. Well, I will get with the Pizza Hut people, and we will make that a priority.
All right. You can't out Pizza the Hut. That's the way it goes.